All right, folks. So we've had a heck of a weather front move through here. This is monsoon season in Colorado, and although it looks bright and sunny right now, no kidding, it was hailing about half an hour ago. We got about quarter-inch hail, and you'll see that as I'm walking through here. There's what'll look like snow in the middle of the building. So bear with me. This is just a quick tour. I'm not really showing anything off, just showing the final floor plan, how it came out on the first floor. All the first floor framing is now done, or more or less. I have a few details to sort out. I have to finish on my top plates. You can see I've got top plates in a few spots, but not run all the way around. It was waiting for the final walls to go in because some interior walls bridge over to the exterior for their top plates. So that was a final task here that I'll try to start on tomorrow. Also a couple of other little details, just some siding. You know, I've added a bit more to it, but there's still some siding that's missing out here. But I'm pretty happy with how everything came out. Got some nice straight walls here. No sags or bows or weird twisties. Interior walls need a little bit of work, mostly headers. I was using, out of my 2x10 stock, my 2x12 stock, I had the most twist in those. That's pretty common, bigger dimensional lumber. I'm not using LVLs or anything. We're just keeping the budget low. But what it means is that if I had a twisted board, rather than using it as a joist, I'm using it as headers and things like that. So you'll notice the headers, you know, a couple of little bits here showing some twist, but I'll sort that out in the final framing and plane the edges down and get everything nice and flush. So let's take a walk through. So we're going to walk up. This will be a front deck, front porch area, and you'll walk up, you'll walk into the mudroom. You can see the mudroom is quite large. It's about 16 feet wide and about 7.5 feet deep. Got a window on both sides, so we've got some nice views. Down this window, you can see we've got a view down into the valley, and out this window, you can see we have got a view of the mountains. Now, of course, it depends on the mountains actually being visible. Right now, Mount Blanca and Lindsay are obscured by clouds, but otherwise, it is a really nice view. There will be tons of storage in here. This will not be a door, just an archway, so the mudroom will all be conditioned space. I just framed it out as a door in case we ever change our minds and want to install something, make this an airlock. I don't know. We'll figure that out later, but it's framed for a door, but it'll just be an arch for now. You'll walk in here. This will be the kitchen, and this will be the dining room. You can see the dining room, again, really nice picture window capturing the views of the mountains. And then over into here, you can see we've got quite a large kitchen. I can't remember the final dimensions, but you know, it's about 16 by 14, something along those lines. It's fairly decent size. And the kitchen actually goes all the way down to this archway. So it looks like the exterior walls end here, and they do, but the kitchen is actually going to come further over here. So there will be an island or a peninsula coming out this direction. And the idea is that when you walk in, you'll be able to dump groceries right on a counter here and just have a nice smooth flow into the house without anything in your way. A table will be over here, but this will all be just kind of hallway coming down through the main space. And so all along here, we'll have a dishwasher, some cabinets, a sink in front of the window, a back corner, some more storage, probably a range centered in the back wall, some type of nice feature, you know, backsplash or something with a hood over it. And what's nice is that I can go straight into the mechanical room and then out, so we won't be venting the range hood into the interior with the recirculation. It'll actually vent to the outside, get those oils and smells and everything out. And then you can see we'll have plenty of storage all along the sidewall here. And what we're planning on doing is having fridge, maybe a little coffee bar, and plenty more storage, maybe a prep area. All that stuff will go along this wall. So coming through here, this will be another arch. And no, that's just for positioning here, so that'll all be cut out. So this just be a walk-through archway. It's about 5 feet, and you'll walk through over here. Now, if you look, what I tried to do, and I got within a few inches, but this arch is actually just aligned with that one. It's a little hard to tell on camera, but the right edges here of these two openings are aligned with each other. So even though the widths aren't the same, they are sort of in line. And I didn't want to center them within each other because there will be a dining table here. And the idea is to have a smooth flow of traffic around the dining room table and the kitchen to be able to walk straight into the house. So if you're dropping groceries, you can do that. If you're just walking in from home, from work or something like that, you can do that too. So you're going to come in here. This will be the great room. You can see the great room will have a big sliding glass door onto a deck down to the front yard technically the front yard. This is the kind of northeastish. That's north right there. So kind of northeast facing view here of the valley, and also a big picture window to capture the same thing. So we'll have plenty of light in the morning and plenty of visibility. And then there will be a great big window wall here, but you can see there's enough room from where this wall comes out that we'll be able to put a couch, something like that along here. If we want to, we can center it and do kind of a center furniture style, or if we want, we can put it against the wall and do that. So we have a lot of options here. And I also bumped the sliding glass door over. So the sliding glass door is not just a few inches away from this wall. It's a good 14 inches away. And my thought was that if we wanted to do some built-in bookshelves, this would be a really great place to do it, kind of all along this wall here. And I've got plenty of room before the sliding glass door hits where I can still have a few inches and it's not like right up against the edge of it. And the reason the window is set over here is actually deliberate. That gap is not an accident. That gap is about the width of a triple gang switch box. So I'll be putting a dual in, but if we ever needed to add a switch or something, we won't have like switches all over the wall. We can kind of just do one bank right there and have a switch for like an exterior light, maybe an electric fireplace feature, something along those lines, maybe some accent lighting for Christmas lights, whatever. So the switches can go there in that gap. And then, there will probably be some type of feature over in the corner there with a hearth running from here to here. There's about 4 feet of wall on either side, so just under 8 feet, not counting the corner, of linear room for a mantle and a nice feature space. Up above here, there will be, we'll be doing some faux stone, some stone veneer, running up the wall and kind of up into the great room's vaulted ceiling area, the cathedral ceiling, and we're going to try to evoke some kind of mountain. So I'll be doing some kind of broad, rough, thin, flat stone and kind of, in an organic shape and kind of have it kind of craggy, kind of come up and over there. So hopefully that'll look nice. And there will be some beams coming across here. We do need rafter ties. So about every 4 feet, we're going to have some ties that come across and tie this wall here over to there so that these walls can't move or bow out. And that's why if you look very closely, this probably won't come through on video. This wall is very straight, but the top of it is actually bowed out this way a little bit. And that's because there's really nothing holding it in place. I can shake it pretty easily if I want. So I'm not going to obviously push my luck. But that wall is going to be much more rigidly held once I get the rest of the both the top plates and the rafter ties in. That's going to help hold that there. This wall is going to be a shear wall, so there does need to be some strapping, some support here. The idea is that this wall is in the center of the house, the center of the largest vertical area here, so it's going to carry some load down from the roof. It will be load bearing, but also it will carry some resistance to wind pushing this wall this direction. So obviously I'm going to be very careful with my sheathing details or with my interior details here. Coming down the hallway, you can see we've got quite a wide hallway that's a bit over 7.5 feet. So my thought is that code for a stairway requires 36 between the railings, so it's usually 39 because the railings themselves need some clear air around them so you can grip them. But that's only to access living areas. Lofts are different, and this is going to be a loft. We won't be sleeping up there, probably just storage, maybe an exercise room, something along those lines. So the idea is that I can get away with a narrower stair. Now, originally, we were thinking about just doing a loft ladder in the back corner, but the way everything worked out, it actually ended up a little wider than I thought it might. And, I can measure like anybody else, but we've changed the plan 3 or 4 times. So I wasn't really sure as we were moving the kitchen and everything else around. I wasn't keeping the math up on the plans over and over and over to try to figure out where we'd land. Because of the width we ended up with, I really want a 4-foot hall. I don't want a narrow hallway going down to the bedroom. This is our primary living residence. We want really easy access to the bedroom. We're going to be aging in place here, or we hope. So potentially, when we're 80, thinking wheelchairs and stuff like that, we want to be able to get down that hallway really easily. So I don't want to do a 3.5-foot stair and then, around 4 barely, not counting the width of the stair wall and all the rest of that, for the hallway. So what I really want to do is I'm thinking I'll do a 2.5-foot stair, maybe something like 28 inches, something around there, 26 inches, a little over 2.5 feet. And the idea would be it is a loft stair, so it doesn't need to, have the full width, but it'll still give us a full-time stairway running from about here up, and then it'll run over We're going to need about 16 steps for the height of this. It'll run over to about here. And my thought was that that'll be really nice because I'll be able to put some sort of broom closet right around here, just kind of frame in a small storage area for vacuums and, miscellaneous things like that. And then under here, from here all the way over to there, we'll be able to put some built-in. So I'll do some built-in dog crates. Our dogs are crate trained, but we're going to do like not small ones, really nice, like dog palace kind of. You've seen them in Instagram. Everybody knows what those look like. So I'm going to frame something like that in. We have 2 dogs, 2 Havanese. They're very small dogs, so they don't need a lot of space, but we'll do something nice. We'll still have plenty of room to do like a built-in desk along here. So my wife is working. She's going back to school right now. She needs a space to work, but she's not working full-time from home the way I am. So she doesn't need a full office space, but she does need a nice space. It needs to be peaceful. It needs to be an area where she can concentrate, do her stuff, and we're not really sure where things will go. If she's working from home in the future, she might need more room, and we'll figure that out then. We'll either split the office up, or she'll use the loft, or we'll figure that out. We haven't got there yet, but we will figure that out when the time comes. This will be my office. You can see I'm going to have a, standard 32-inch door here. I'm going to come in. Got a little bit of room for the door to swing open here. And then all along here, I'm going to do built-in desk and then some storage along the back wall. So I'm a software engineer as my day job. And so I need space for computer equipment, keyboards, note-taking, dual monitors, big kind of work area here. And then, but I'm also always messing around with stuff, amateur electronics and just kind of miscellaneous hobbies that come up. So I want to be able to have a little bit of room, and I'll be able to have some kind of workstation here for that kind of stuff. I've got my 3D printer. I'm always messing around with little projects like that. Nothing ever really comes to anything, but it's fun and it keeps me busy. And, hey, I got ADHD. I got a new project every month. So I will have a large feature window looking out over the valley, and you can see this very nicely captures that view. So my desk and my workstation will be all along the window under here. Now, coming back out of my office, and by the way, take a look. There's the hail. So this is what came down earlier, and it's still off in the corners. So we got about 1/4 inch, maybe actually 3/8 inch hail there. There's some big stones running around. So that was exciting. It is the middle of July here in Fort Garland, Colorado. So, you take it as it comes. Coming down this hallway over onto the left, we are going to have a guest bath. We did not put a window in on purpose. For one thing, windows are expensive, and we've got an awful lot of them. We actually added a few, so we're trying to save a little budget. And the other thing is that we're actually not going to be putting a shower back there. We're going to be putting a dog washing station. So the idea is you'll come in here, there will be a vanity, there'll be a toilet, and then over along the back wall, there will be a dog washing station. Eventually, if we need to, we could convert that and make that into a shower. But in the meantime, we really just didn't want anything in the way. So if there wasn't any sense putting a window here, we're fine with artificial light. It's just a guest bath. We won't be using it every day. And, it'll be all right. It's not something that, we're using all the time. Coming over here into the bedroom, you can see I still have to do a little bit of a stub wall here to frame in the door. These 2 walls had no reason to connect to each other, so I built them separately, and I'll just add this later. But there'll be a 32-inch, maybe I'll do a 36 here. I haven't decided, but probably standard would be a 32. It's usually 36 exterior, 30 to 32 interior, 28 for closets or pantries and stuff. So, standard would be 32 here like the office, but I'm thinking maybe we'll go a little bit wider just to make this a more pleasant entrance to walk into. You'll walk into the master bed. There will be a sliding barn door style door here, probably with a mirror on it. This is the mechanical room. So you'll come in here in the mechanical room. You'll have room for washer dryer. Where I'm thinking a deep freeze will go here. And then over here is room for the furnace and the solar equipment. We're going to have quite a bit of solar on the roof of this house, plus a generator inlet. That's going to be the power source. The furnace is going to be a propane on the walls. So is the hot water heater. So probably a tankless hot water heater. We want something that's a little easy to winterize. We're going to be running this house 24/7, 365, and we have a massive propane tank to support that. But there may be times if we know we're traveling for 3 months, we don't want to risk a water leak or something where we will actually winterize the house just to be safe. So we're not going to be having like a big 50-gallon water heater in here. I did build enough structure under this. There are 2x12 joists under here, 2 layers of subfloor and plenty of other support In fact, there's a narrower spacing between the piers, my concrete and wood piers and posts here and here, to be able to carry any extra loads we might have in here. But for right now, I'm not thinking we're going to do that. If I've got any really heavy loads, if I wanted to do water storage for solar hot water, something along those lines, I'll put it outside or underneath the house, bury it, insulate it, and keep it on the ground where the weight belongs. But I did, design this so that I could put a lot of weight in here, probably have a fair bit of weight with the solar batteries, and those will go in here. So this should be plenty of room in here. It's just about 5.5 feet, just under 6 feet for the width here. And I forgot where we landed, but it's quite wide. It's like 12 feet that way. So I have plenty of room in here for mechanical. Coming into the master bed, you can see there's a lot of junk up here, but the bed will go there. King size bed, window, and then a sliding glass door here. I did screw up my headers a little bit. I only put one jack on each side. I'm supposed to have two for a span of this width. And you can see what I've got here is what Simpson calls a header hanger. I've got one here, and I still have one to install over there. A header hanger allows you to reduce your jacks by one on each side. If you need one, you need 0 with those. If you need 2, you can go down to 1. So say the spec sheets, and I believe Simpson. So that I am still waiting to install that. And I have a few header hangers going into a few other spots, as well as some ugliness. You can see I've just started messing around with some spray foam to kind of insulate. My headers have a gap between them here, so you can see that I'm going to be getting some insulation in there, and I've just started filling in some areas that'll be hard to fill in later. So really no purpose behind that. It wasn't like an immediate detail, but I did want to start doing it so that I was getting, little jobs out of the way while I was taking breaks between other things. Coming in over here from the master bed, there will be another sliding door here with barn hardware, and this will be the master closet. So his and hers. There's a good 6 feet and plus, 2.5, 3 feet depth on either side. So what's nice is that rather than hanging space kind of, if the wall was here, hanging space kind of always being kind of brushing your shoulders as you walk through, you'll be able to walk in and then step over into your half of the closet. And so if things spill out, you're putting laundry away, there's a basket on the floor, you're not blocking hallways. But also if somebody's picking out their outfit for the day, they're not blocking somebody else's access to the bathroom. So there's plenty of room to get around in here, and I think we should be in pretty good shape there. Coming into the master bath, we're going to have a vanity along this side, big double vanity, 6-foot double vanity. And over on this side, we'll have a toilet with a little half wall, just kind of giving it a little bit of framing and good place to hang your toilet paper and just kind of set your cell phone down, whatever. And then over in the back corner here, we'll have the showers. So there'll be a shower kind of where the vanity ends, coming out this direction and ending about here. So there won't be a door on it. It'll be a frameless, curbless shower. There will be a glass wall here, kind of around this section, and then this will be open. So the idea is this will be, you can see there's one of the headers I'm missing. I couldn't put that in because the walls weren't in yet. But this will be a corner window, two windows in the corner. Haven't got everything completely finalized here, but it's just about ready. And you'll walk around here. We'll be able to have some plants or stuff like that. We'll do some stone or marble to kind of keep everything waterproof and, keep the plants from like rotting any stuff behind tiles, whatever. So everything will be large format in here, no small gaps. But you'll walk around here and you'll walk in, you'll have the shower. Now, last detail, just kind of walking back out. So I'm going to stand at the base of the hallway. Let's just point through what the loft will do. The loft is my next project after I get the top plates done. So coming down from the hallway, the loft line will go from this corner of the office across to the kitchen. It will not extend across the kitchen. So remember, we're going to have a bit of a salt box roof. There will be a 5/12 pitch roof coming up from here, where the ridge is right along about this line. It's about 8 feet over in the room. So the ridge will be right there, and then it'll come back down with a 5/12 pitch roof, not to here, but to about here. So there'll be about a 5-foot wall there, and a 5-foot stem wall there, a knee wall. So 2 short knee walls along here, but 8 feet of height under the ridge. So from there, coming down to here, part of the roof rafters will rest on this knee wall. And then coming down here, again, remember, it'll be 5 feet up from here, and it'll come down and end right on this will be the exterior wall. Now, if you notice, that means that this is an exterior wall, this top plate of this mudroom wall. So what happens with the mudroom? Well, what we're going to have is a bit of a gable that comes out here, and it will come up this direction. So it will go out that way. And so there will be a kind of a slanted ceiling over the mudroom going out, meeting the porch, and it'll continue that way over the porch, out about 12 feet. There will be a 12-foot deck out here, and just kind of make a nice covered porch here. But that means that down in the living room, the kitchen and the dining room, you'll come up here and you'll have a slanted cathedral ceiling here, and then a very open cathedral ceiling here. Okay, so, and of course you'll have some beams, but then that means that the loft line will start here. The loft will run that direction. So all of the area above the office and above the guest bath, the master bath, and the master closet will be loft. The area above the master bed will be enclosed, but I'm going to do a little bit of a tray ceiling above there just to add a nice detail. And so there won't be as much room in that attic. Remember that the roof is going to end here and start its way up. So that area will have very little headroom, down to 0 at the very outside edge. So I'm thinking mechanical. I've already got a mechanical room here, but if I'm going to add HVAC, forced air, anything along those lines, if I'm going to add air filtration, any extra mechanical room that doesn't fit in here can go up in the attic, and then the rest will be storage. So anything we're not using for mechanical will just be storage up there. So the idea is that if I step back, you'll walk up a set of stairs here into the loft. This area will all be open loft, and we'll use it for storage initially, maybe a workout room, second office, guest bed in rare usage. We haven't really decided the final usage of all that, but we will be doing all of the loft detail in the next couple of videos. So stay tuned if you want to see that. And I've already got the joists here. You can see I've got a big old pile of 2x10s there. So just kind of reviewing the lumber list is all dimensional, traditional lumber. This is what was in our budget. Yes, I-joists are better. No, we couldn't afford them. Yes, they save time. Still, doesn't matter. Couldn't afford them. So these are just straight up 2x10s. There's 2x12s for the main house deck, 2x10s for the loft and second floor area, and there will be 2x8s for the rafters. 2x6 framing on the outside, 2x4 framing on the inside. So not real rocket science. I'll probably do this area's rafters here with 2x6s. That's well more than enough. The only reason I'm going to do 2x8s for the main house is that we will have some longer spans, and also that'll carry most of the weight of the solar panels. So I have to allow for that in my framing plan. And given the span charts and the strengths and everything else that I've got with the snow loads and the solar panel loads, I need to do 2x8s for the main house rafters. I don't need to do it over there, obviously. So you're going to see some of this lumber disappearing over the next few weeks. I have some final sheathing to do on the outside, and so this will be disappearing. But I'm waiting until I'm starting to get to the second floor walls, because you can see I've got blocking here. So my sheathing is going to be continuous, wrapping over the first and second floors and tying those together. That's not the only thing I'll be doing. We have an awful lot of hardware left to install as well. You can see down here I've got a whole pile of hardware waiting to go in. There's straps that are going to tie the second and first floor together across the plates to provide uplift resistance and also wind resistance, some extra header hangers, and so on and so forth. There's a lot going on here, and that stuff is all going to start going on in the next couple of videos. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for staying tuned. Wish us luck, and in the next couple of videos, you will start seeing us go up.